Hey, this is Chris. Welcome back to Ohrmundt Simmentals. It is Monday afternoon, and we're going to move the cows. We're going to give them a little different chunk of grass, and we're going to give them a bale on that chunk. And then we're going to start working on the fence project. And it's actually a really, really nice day. They got a little bit of grass, but we're going to still feed them a bale. I don't mind doing a little bale grazing in the fall on these chunks. Which one? I think this is that State of War heifer. That girl has got some fuzzy ears. So while we wait for Dad with a bale, let's see what's cracking. And which one we got here? Oh, this is our bull roller. Yep, I've picked her out before. And here's another nice one. Starting to get all their stuff entered in ASA. I want to do a little DNA testing on a couple of our animals, a couple of our calves. And I didn't know I needed to get all that stuff submitted. Usually I will register our keepers, our replacements right away. But this year I'm just going to put all their info in and then do them all as not registered, and then figure out who we're going to keep, who we're not going to keep, and all that kind of fun stuff. And then register them like in December, after we got all that figured out. So this girl here is one of our nicer yearlings. Actually, all of our yearlings this year are really nice. She is an Allegiance. She's an Allegiance out of our True Justice cow that we have, and I'm liking her. Yeah, I think she's gonna turn out pretty nice. Who else do we want to pick on? Okay, the cows have figured out that there's a bale coming. So one nice thing about feeding bales on pastures and stuff is, like, this is our county highway that we're right next to, which honestly is way busier than it should be. But the strip right next to the road has always been a little bit, the grass just doesn't grow as well. So it's honestly a really, really good spot to do bale grazing. Get a little bit of manure on it, get some of the little bit of seed and stuff like that out of the bale on it, try and increase the nutrients of it. Still liking this girl. Yeah. Like to see what she looks like in about 2 months on feed. Get her weaned and get them going. This boy is another big one. That's a Bruno steer. That first bigger one, that's Photo's. Photo always raises nice animals. So this girl right here, this is our True Justice daughter, and we really like her. She has turned out to be a really, really nice cow. So over the weekend I showed that we got these posts in. Oh, it looks like, oh, and then our corner post, and we're gonna get these all filled in with road base, and then probably get that one set in place too. All right, so we are trying to drill the last 3 holes. Post here, failed attempt for a post there, and a failed attempt for a post here. There is something here, like the edge of it is like right here, and then like 2.5 feet over I'm still hitting it. And then we decided, well, let's go try the other one, and that crowbar is sitting on the same thing. Now, if you remember in some of my earlier videos, I mentioned that our old tractor shed used to sit right here, but we don't think that that is the foundation. We actually, because we had this feeder already put in when the old tractor shed was still sitting here. And we know that, you know, the old tractor shed, you know, if here, you know, it was like, you know, a good 3-4, actually I'd say like 8 feet from the feeder. So we shouldn't be on that foundation. We actually think we hit the foundation of that, and that hole over there is what caused us so much heartache over there. But there must be some kind of a, because we know, jogging my memory here, I know that this tractor shed was not the original building that was here. So it is possible that the original building foundation or slab is here. This tractor shed was put here sometime in the 50s, I believe, when my dad was just a little guy. Because he moved out here, I think when he was 8. I think is how old he was. 6 or 8, something like that. So that is what we are running into right now. And it is a pain in the ass, because it's really cutting into our productivity. This is Wednesday. Today's mission, Dad got these posts cut today, and then we finally got these holes drilled, so we're gonna try and get those posts in. Another thing we started thinking about was really how far out does this feeder sit. So Dad actually was able to kind of mock up where these panels and feeders are gonna sit, because we were just all of a sudden worried about, like, are we gonna be able to maneuver around in here, because it's not a huge area, but it'll still be a decent sized area. All right, so a little review of what we got done today. So I had showed that Dad had put up the fence panels, or the feeder panels. It was really just to locate where we wanted to drill our holes. And I'll show you what happened when we drilled the very last hole that we needed it for. These 3 SOBs, we finally got these in. They're in place. Now honestly we're sifting through the rock to fill it back in, because this whole area here is literally a foot lower than what it needs to be. But we don't want to throw all those big suckers in there, just in case, you know, down the road you want to do something else and you got to go right back through them again. But I'll show you what happened on the very last hole. We got about a foot down, and there used to be an old elm tree there. This happened right here. The shaft literally turned off. That was really cool that happened. Excessive on the sarcasm. Yeah. So Dad's gonna try, I can do this. Dad's gonna try and cut this off and cut off the other chunk on the other side, and then try and weld it back together, or find a stub that we can kind of sleeve it or something like that. Well, it is Thursday, the 19th of October, and we're out feeding the cows. Kind of a crappy day. More rain. Actually getting really close to getting done with our fence project, and kind of looking forward to that, because we've got a lot of things we want to do. We want to get these animals out of here. We got a lot of culls this year that we're gonna kind of thin out some of our problem animals that we're not really keen on. So we are excited to get that done. But I'm actually walking right behind 10, which is definitely on the cull list. She is slowing down in the last couple of years. Deja's looking good. Yeah, Deja. Deja's fine. Deja's not the walk up to her, pet you kind of cow, but you know, she's the, hey, yeah, it's okay, you're like 5 or 10 feet from me, but you know, she's kind of growing on us. She's a nice cow. She's not mean or nothing like that. Springtime calving season, she's not mean. She just likes her own space. Our Cavill daughter. This thing's a chunk. That True Justice daughter, she is a chunk. So today we actually made a pretty good chunk of progress, and things are starting to shape up around here a little bit. So not only did we get the 2 posts in, but we got the feeder panels up too. It actually helped us to get everything, to get the spacing and to get the feeder actually squared up. At the end of the day, it turned out really nice, and it looks huge. This looks way bigger than the other one is. So I told Dad we should just measure it, but we'll do that later. It's not a huge deal. But like, if you look at this guy, and I'll go stand in kind of a similar spot for the other one. Where you can see the posts. This one definitely seems a little smaller. This panel here might be a little narrower. Like, that end one is an 8, and this one is supposed to be an 8, but I doubt it's a 6. So either way, this one's a little bit bigger. It's not a huge deal. We always, when we set the bale in here, Dad even said we probably could fit 2 bales in here. But even with our calves, we end up like kind of pushing the hay to the side anyways. We fluff it up regularly. Once they start digging through a bale, we'll get in there with the spike and just kind of flick it and get it fluffed up to the edges and stuff. But yeah, this was a big thing we needed to get done. All right, so that's a little update for Thursday. Tomorrow night I got a football game, and Saturday we think we might be able to get done. And then cross our fingers, Sunday is when we get to sort out calves. So hope you liked the video. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and thanks for coming along.